Hello everybody, welcome back to Simple Gaming Review. Tonight I want to make a quick video on the Nintendo Game Boy, not the Advance, not the Color, and not the SP, but this is the original Nintendo Game Boy from 1989. Just got Tetris for this thing. I also have a bunch of games like Pac-Man. I got Ninja Turtles in there. I also have Solar Striker and so on. And the Game Boy is a fantastic system. Despite the original Game Boy having that green pukish screen, it has these nice massive buttons, a very solid D-pad, has two buttons down here, select and start for your pausing, and then you also have this nice speaker. This Game Boy is a part of the Play It Loud series, and even though I'm not really a big fan of yellow, it is actually a really solid Game Boy. I've always wanted to get a black one, but I got this around like 6 years ago, and this was in really good condition, basically like a brand new mint condition Game Boy. This thing is in pretty amazing condition. It's a Play It Loud yellow Game Boy. I also got this because it came with Pac-Man, so I was like, why not? Even though I'm not a big fan of yellow, it's still a nice design. It's still a, Game Boy, obviously. And the original Game Boy has always been my favorite Game Boy. The Game Boy Advance sucks in my opinion. The SP sucks in my opinion. Game Boy Color was too small. The Game Boy, the original, I like its size. I like how massive it is. And even though it still takes 4 AA batteries, it has I think it's 30 hours of battery life. I mean, you can keep this thing in a drawer for a while. You could wait weeks and weeks and weeks, or even a month, and you'll still have full power for the Nintendo Game Boy. You also have this contrast button that can make it dark or lighter. You have I think this is the headphone jack right there, and I believe this one is for an actual power supply that actually was around with the original Game Boy. And you also have this thing, which is for connecting with other people. And then you also obviously have your volume. But I really do love the original Game Boy design. I think it is the best designed Nintendo Game Boy. I love its look. I love these grooves in the back of it. And overall, the Game Boy is a fantastic system. So I'm not going to really talk about the Game Boy family entirely. I just want to make a quick video about the original brick, the Nintendo Game Boy. And this system's amazing. Again, I've had mine for 6 years. The reason why I choose the original Game Boy to play my Game Boy games is because of the big buttons, the nice D-pad, and these things are super duper reliable. You can drop this into a war zone and it would survive a bomb blast. The original Game Boy could most likely survive a nuclear bomb, okay? These things are heavily reliable, so while everyone's PlayStation 5 is, in the future, right? Everyone's PS5s are going to start bursting in flames. The Nintendo Switch has a whole bunch of drift Joy-Con issues. Still, the Switch is a good console, but obviously those drift issues, and with the Xbox, who knows with that? People have had issues with those, but throughout all of it, throughout all the consoles dying, throughout all the red rings of the 360s and all the PlayStation 3s that are broken, and with all the, PS2 lasers breaking, and GameCubes dying after 20 years, the original Game Boy still reigns supreme when it comes to reliability. These things are built like a tank. They're built amazingly. I've never had an issue with the original Game Boy. I have had a Game Boy Color break on me before, and I think I did have the original Game Boy Advance at one point, but I dropped it once. So at least I think it was an Advance. I'm not really sure. But the original Game Boy, heavily reliable. Love its design. Has these nice big buttons to it. Built like a tank. And I really do love this console. It's the brick, and I love the powers on the top. And yeah, it's just a cool console. Let me know if you've ever played the original Nintendo Game Boy. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you own an original Game Boy. And let me know if you would ever actually buy one. These are actually very affordable nowadays, compared to everything nowadays, and even other retro systems. You can find an original Game Boy very easily on the used market. It is a perfect system, amazing system, and despite the screen and stuff, it is pretty awesome. Really hope you enjoyed the video though. Leave a like. Again, comment down below what you think about the original Game Boy. This is the most iconic of the Game Boys. It is the most iconic of Nintendo systems. And also, this thing has personality to it. It has a personality to it. Unlike modern day systems, this thing is lovely. It has a lot of character to it. And obviously, this is the original BMO from Adventure Time. So, yeah, it has that going for it. Anyway, hope you all had a lovely day or night. Just want to make a quick video on this, but anyway, peace out. Oh yeah, the original Game Boy.